Coming up on First at 4, people from Harlan County and beyond gather to enjoy the Polk Salad Festival. And a renewable energy company is transforming old mine land in Martin County.
And speaking of Harlan County, we're out here live at the 68th Annual Polk Salad Festival with a warm forecast. I'll have it for you in just a little bit. Mountain News First at 4 starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, the Polk Salad Festival is underway in downtown Harlan. The weekend features several events, including a Run for the Hills 5K, a pet show, Miss Harlan County pageant, and a car show. Several local musical acts are also taking the stage this weekend. Eastern Kentucky's own Noah Thompson is scheduled to perform tomorrow night at 9. But today, WYMT's Chandler Wilcox joins us live with a look at what makes this festival unique. Chandler?
Yeah, Steve, you know, Polk Salad is really an interesting name. You don't hear Collard Green Festival or Spinach Festival. And I dove into the weeds with Harlan City Tourism Director Brandon Pennington about what really makes the festival special. Not many plants get a festival named after them. Polk is an exception.
It's one of those festivals that is based on a tradition that our ancestors in Appalachia has used for a long time.
With music and carnival rides, the festival combines tradition with a modern twist.
It really does show that you have this modern twist of modern music and a modern Appalachia tied in with that unique culture of Appalachia as well.
Yeah, you know, the plant itself takes a lot of prepping. You have to boil it and do all this stuff. I'll have more on that at 6. Steve, we're going to go back to you.
All right, Chandler, thank you very much. I've never actually tried Polk salad. I need to do that sometime, but I'm not sure I would like it. But we'll check back in with Chandler a little bit later. If you plan to attend the Polk Salad Festival this weekend, here are a few things you need to know. Festival organizers say all concerts are free of charge to attend. Also, they ask that you bring your own chair, or you can rent one from the Harlan County High School football boosters, but that's only while they last. One of the largest solar energy projects in the state has recently struck a deal with Toyota to sell some of the energy it produces. The solar site is being constructed by Eadlin Renewables. The company says the facility will be built on abandoned mine land in Martin County. The company's founder is former state auditor Adam Eadlin. He says their mission is to bring a greener economy to often forgotten areas of the country.
It's the first coal to solar project in the United States, all built out. It's a $231 million private capital investment on a 2,000-acre mine site in the very county where Lyndon Johnson launched the war on poverty. We at Eadlin Renewables were proud to play a role in developing this with Savion.
The project is expected to create about 300 temporary jobs during construction and then 11 full-time positions.
Well, we're back here live at the Polk Salad Festival in Harlan, and it has been a warm day. It has been a lively day, and there's still plenty of time to get out here behind me. The bands are getting warmed up on the stage, and it's been a lot of fun. Let's go over and take a look across the region weather-wise, starting with the Pikeville Medical Center camera. You'll see it's a little bit warm over there. Feels a little bit warmer over here. We'll see the temperatures here in a second, but it's a beautiful day in Pikeville out there right now. Continuing to watch those beautiful blue skies and some sunshine as we head deeper into the afternoon hours. So we're just going to continue to watch that for us. Evan, my thing is died, so if you can move those graphics for me there. Temperatures across the region have basically moved into the mid to upper 80s across most of the area. We're going to continue to see that trend as we head deeper into the forecast, and we're going to see a fairly nice night out here. We're going to see temperatures that are going to level off a little bit later on as the sun goes down, and we'll just continue to keep an eye on that. And Steve, I cannot believe you have never had Polk salad. We're going to have to remedy that at some point, but for now, I'll send it back to you in the studio.
We will take care of that at some point. Thank you very much, Brandon. Well, President Joe Biden is scheduled to address the nation tonight about passing the bipartisan agreement which avoids a government default. The Senate passed the legislation late last night with bipartisan support. 31 Republicans, though, and 4 Democrats voted against it. President Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy brokered the deal. Now you can watch the president's address tonight at 7 during a CBS News special report that will air right here on WYMT after the CBS Evening News. June kicks off Pride Month for the LGBTQ community. This year, outside of the normal celebrations and festivals, advocates say there is a different feeling. Marissa Burke reports from Louisville on the complexity behind celebrating Pride.
The history of Pride Month started back in 1969 with the Stonewall riots. As the pride flag waves in front of Metro Hall in 2023, LGBTQ advocates say it's a sign of progress. The Progress Pride flag represents inclusion, progress made, and progress to come. In 1999, Louisville passed the first fairness ordinance in the state, protecting the LGBTQ community from discrimination. Decades later, LGBTQ advocates and elected officials end up clashing in the state legislature.
There's nothing quite like having your very lives debated on a Senate or a House floor and hearing the worst disparaging lies you can imagine, mistruths told about you, your community. Right now, trans kids, the reason trans kids are under attack is because folks have had the least familiarity.
In the 2023 legislative session, Kentucky lawmakers passed SB 150, one of the hundreds of controversial bills nationwide that people called an attack on trans youth. Pride Month is known for its celebrations, but this year, many advocates say it's time to protest. One lawmaker says LGBTQ protests are no different than the civil rights movement.
These issues are not separate. And I think that's one of the things that I hope that people understand is that if there's hate against black people, know that there's gonna become hate against the LGBTQ community. If there's hate against the LGBTQ community, there's gonna be hate against the Jews. If there's gonna be hate against another different group.
Some say the way to drive out hate is with love and support. To kick off Pride Month, Mayor Greg Greenberg, alongside LGBTQ advocates, raised the Progress Pride flag, showing how the city of Louisville is welcoming and accepting every month, not just during Pride.
Wherever you are, whatever you're going through, remember that there are people here in Louisville who love you, who respect you, who care about you, and who believe in you. And we will fight alongside for your right to live and love as you see fit, and to exercise your rights as Americans to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, using the name and pronouns that you choose.
Mayor Greenberg hopes that the Pride flag will not just remain up for the rest of June, but for the rest of the year. Marissa Burke, Wave News.
North Carolina's Fort Bragg is one of the military's largest bases and is now being renamed Fort Liberty. The change follows a branch-wide push to rename bases that bear the name of Confederate leaders. It is currently named after General Braxton Bragg, who was criticized for his hot temper, combative personality, and often subpar performance on the field. Fort Bragg is among 9 bases a congressional commission proposed renaming. While others have been or are expected to be named after notable people, Fort Liberty is the only one named after a value. Russian President Vladimir Putin says ill wishers must be prevented from destabilizing Russia. Putin says members of his country's Security Council will focus on ensuring domestic political security. Putin's remarks come amid reports of drone attacks and shelling in multiple regions near Russia's border with Ukraine and a drone attack on Moscow this week. Strong sandstorms in Egypt brought down billboards and ripped trees on major streets in the capital and across the country yesterday, killing at least one person and injuring several others. In Cairo, a giant billboard killed one person after it collapsed on vehicles. All maritime navigation and activities were also suspended to ensure maritime safety. The Egyptian Meteorological Authority put out a warning advising the public to avoid contact with the sunlight as the country prepares for a heat wave. Coming up on First at 4, a wildfire burns out of control in Oregon.
And the forecast continues to stay a little bit warm and dry through the weekend. I'll have the latest coming up in just a few minutes.
This is a story about